This episode is sponsored by Construct Tech Solutions.
Yeah, so every day is different for me, really, and
Right.
unless I'm on like a shutdown period at a factory or a quarry. Every day, normally I'm in different places. So, and then CPA hires normally for companies where they've sort of got that already, so they might already have an AP. Um, like a lot for HS2, they'll all be probably CPA hire because they'll have their own staff there. So everything's planned by the company that you're working for. So then you just turn up and you're the crane for the day working for them. Do you find with tower cranes like the communication is like a massive thing for you? Obviously, because you're not on the ground.
What they actually say isn't necessarily what they mean.
No, yeah, I
You know
find
what I
that a
mean?
lot.
So
Yeah,
you've got to figure out what they actually mean, and then right, that's what they mean for that, and then you go to the next words, and then they mean something else. So
yeah.
you got to get to grips with that.
Cool, Black Jim. We're ready for you now, mate.
Welcome to the Construction Cogs podcast, showing you the moving cogs of the construction machine.
Hello, welcome, Pip. How are we?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm all right. I'm all good. Tell us about yourself. You're a mobile crane operator. Tell us about yourself and how you got into it.
Yeah, so I've been a mobile crane operator for just over a year, and then I started a year before that at the company. So I was slinging for a year and then did my license. But beforehand, I was working for my dad. He has like a mechanical engineering company where he needs to use cranes quite a bit for some of the work that he does. So when I was working with him, I sort of like saw these cranes coming in, thought it was pretty cool and interesting. So
Mm.
yeah, I started to sort of look into jobs and careers that I could get into, and I just decided one day that I was going to try and do it. So
Right.
did that.
Okay. Okay. So you worked for your dad at the time, did you?
Yeah, so I was working for my dad. I lost my job pretty much in COVID because I was in a pub before, but
Right.
obviously COVID they shut, didn't they? So
Yeah.
I sort of lost my work, and because we didn't really know how long it was going to be for, my dad was like, "Oh, you can come and work with me if you want." So I was like, "Yeah, I might as well try it and see if I enjoy it."
So have you
So
got on so far?
good, yeah. I've been I don't know, pretty impressed with it. Like I thought maybe I'm gonna get a bit more like abuse from everyone, really. Not abuse, but a bit more, yeah, just being a
Why?
girl in it. I don't know. I just you
Oh
don't
yeah.
really, yeah, you don't really know how people are gonna sort of take you or
Yeah.
understand like why you want to do it necessarily. So I
Right.
thought maybe people would be a bit funny with me, but I actually am so surprised with it, really. So it's a good thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've not had any sort of any grief of anyone or any sort of
You get
prejudgments or anything?
you get like the odd person that wants to give you a bit of stick. And I think to start with, when I first decided I was going to be an operator, I think some people are a bit like, "Are you sure about that? Like, do you
Yeah.
really think it's something that you're interested in?" Um, and I was like, "Yeah, I think so."
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but you don't know until you try it, do you?
well,
So,
exactly that. What do you mean by a bit of stick? What's a bit of stick?
um, oh, I don't really know how to describe it. I think just people can just be a bit funny with you, or like they might just sneak, like say a little comment behind, or not behind your back, but sort of you can hear, but they don't
Just
want you to hear,
yeah,
sort of
just
thing.
under their breath sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yeah.
also like the humour's a bit different being a girl and a man. Like obviously, lads at work all have their banter, and I
Yeah.
think some people don't know how far they can like push it when I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and obviously people say things, don't they? Like I don't really get offended by any of it because I think I'd be silly to be working in my job if I got offended by it, really. So
Yeah. That is a tricky one, isn't it? Because some people do get offended.
yeah,
We all have banter on site, and I know of people that have made comments like jokey comments to women, um, and they've taken real offence to it and
yeah,
taken it up to management and stuff like that, and I've, got the person kicked off. Where no harm has been meant or anything like that. It's just having it, and no offence was not even
no,
offensive. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? It's just like a bit of a crack. But
yeah,
so I think we do have to be a little bit careful. But at the same time, I think people do need to realise, it's in
Yeah,
construction,
yeah,
you're going to have that kind of conversations and mannerisms.
yeah. I think be like people are respectful to me.
Yeah,
But also I don't think I would put myself if I was going to get offended. I don't think I'd put myself in the situation where I was working in that sort of environment if I was easily offended by stuff. Like people
yeah,
say stuff to you to look big or clever or just jokey, and that's
yeah,
all you should take it as. You shouldn't take it as, or you shouldn't take it to heart really. And I think
yeah,
to start with, when I first joined, like that was something that I did need to realize. Like, don't take everything to heart. Don't
mm,
take what they're saying like
mm,
it's just it doesn't mean anything half the time. It's just what
yeah.
they say. So
Do you find that sometimes, like when someone sees a woman come on site, they turn into a bit of a peacock,
yeah,
trying to sort of
yeah,
make them, yeah,
you get that a lot. I think scaffolders are probably one of the worst ones for that because they're just
really?
yeah. I always get it with
Oh,
scaffolders.
scandal.
Yeah,
Oh, you're going to get loads of scaffolders
I
messaging
know.
you now, giving grief.
Yeah, they're always like the ones that you can hear and see a lot, and they're when you first they don't notice you, but you can see them. They're all there
Yeah,
working, and then they spot you, and they're all big and
yeah, yeah.
mouthy now. But yeah,
But it doesn't intimidate you, know?
not really. No, I think I just if I was working with someone, if there was someone there while I was working next to them, like I
Mm,
just say hello. That's all I do is just say hello, say like you're
yeah,
right, and just be nice. Really, I don't
yeah,
ever intimidate anyone or ask them, like, be rude towards them because
yeah.
there's no point because you're just going to get that back to you, aren't you? And if someone's rude back, then it's a
Absolutely.
situation. So,
Absolutely. Well, I
yeah.
said this to you on the phone, and not just because you're a woman, but I think for anybody, as long as you've got the right attitude,
Yeah.
you haven't got a chip on your shoulder, and you kind of know what you're doing, you've got half a brain and common sense. I think people are more receptive to you anyway.
Yeah.
If you're a bit of a dick, or try and sort of act like you know more than what you do, then I
Yeah.
think people sort of take offense to that a little bit.
Yeah. I think so. And I think as well, like, to start with, if someone is a bit unsure of you when you turn up, they might just be a bit standoffish or a bit like unsure how to take you. And I just get on with my job because that's the best way I can show them
Yeah,
that I'm exactly the same as everyone else. I
yeah.
still am hard work and I want to do my job and I'm going to try and do it to the best of my ability as I can really. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you're quite young as well, aren't you, at the moment? Young into
y-
the game, yeah?
yeah, so I'm 23, so I'm quite young still. Got
Yeah,
a lot of years ahead of me hopefully. So
absolutely. Do you think maybe because of your age, maybe people sort of try and take you under their wing a little bit?
I think so, yeah. I've got a
Yeah,
few granddad figures at work that
yeah,
I love them to bits, and I think even them to start with were a bit unsure, but they've realised that like I want to do my best, so they just give me constant advice with
yeah,
absolutely everything or help with everything. Like, and
yeah.
I think the best thing I can do is take all of their information in because they've got years and years of experience. So
I agree, but they can learn from you as well, you know.
yeah,
I actually did podcast just before this, and the guy was saying that he does a training course, and like a 75, was it a 65-year-old man who used to be his dad's mentor went on to his training course, and he said he learned so much from it. And that is the case. You can learn from like a labourer on site. It doesn't matter how much experience you got. If you're paying attention and you haven't got an
yeah,
ego, there's always something to learn.
yeah, definitely. You're learning every day at the end of the day, aren't you? So there's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
something that you don't know.
yeah. And you haven't been doing it long either, so
No, so yeah, it's I'm still starting off really, getting my feet in the ground and
yeah.
hopefully I'll be doing it for a long time, fingers crossed.
You've got your blue card now, yeah?
Yeah, so I got my blue card a few months back.
Right.
So
Yeah. So how long do you think, or has it taken you, before you kind of realise you know what you're doing and you can adjust to any situation?
um I mean, I'd like to think that I know what I'm doing, but I probably don't half the time. I think the first few months of like training, because I did quite a lot of training through our work as well before I did my test.
Mm.
Um,
Would you like to learn to operate one of these? I've been in this industry for many years and I can tell you it's a career with huge opportunities. We've partnered with the Lift Tech Academy, the UK's trusted crane operator school, to give you the training you need. Whether that's as a tower crane operator, a slinger signaller or a crane supervisor. With average earnings of around 50k a year, it's a great time to get started. Visit lifttechacademy.co.uk/construction cogs to begin your new career today.
And just being in the yard, like we've got quite a lot of people there to help you. So like even just in the yard, just slinging stuff up and learning with them, I soon picked up like what not to do, what to do, what the
Yeah,
right thing to do is. And like you said, if you've got a bit of wit about you and like you understand situations, then you can soon adapt to everything. Like I
yeah,
just turn up every day. You don't, some days you don't know what you're going to get, so you've
right.
got to learn to adapt to it and try and make the best decisions with stuff, I think. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you work for Steve Foster Cranes, yeah?
yeah.
What types of jobs do they do? What sort of work is it that you do?
So we do all different sort of work really. We've got our crane side and we've also got a transport side as well. So that sort of works hand in hand. A lot of times we'll use our transport and like
Yeah,
go job to job with everything. But we do CPA hire, contract lifting, and we work for a variety of different companies from trusses to big contracts with like containers or in quarries and all sorts of different types of work really.
yeah. So it's quite varied. So it's different to. I mean, I'll be stuck on a job for like a year or two doing the same
Yeah.
lifts every day. So you just do. You could be different each week,
Yeah, so every day is different for me, really,
right?
unless I'm on like a shutdown period at a factory or a quarry. Every day, normally I'm in different places. So, I mean,
Yeah. Cool. You mentioned CPA hire and contract list. For those listening, what's the difference between them?
so the contract lifting is where our company will organise everything. We'll have an AP go out, look at the job, price it all up, come back, decide what equipment we need, what crane's best, and then we'll have a supervisor, a slinger, and obviously the crane op go out. And then CPA hires normally for companies where they've sort of got that already, so they might already have an AP. Like a lot for HS2, they'll all be probably CPA hire because they'll have their own staff there. So everything's planned by the company that you're working for.
Hmm.
Um, so then you just turn up and you're the crane for the day, working for
Y-
them.
Yeah. Actually, little plug here. Actually, I actually did a video on this from a YouTube channel explaining all this and where I was on site for people watching. Little plug there. Go to my YouTube channel, watch that on site showing a contract list. Hope you're watching me on YouTube, Pip.
I have been watching a few videos, yeah. I
Good. You
watched
should.
your video with Connor, Crane Brain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. So
No,
that's
yeah, that's my podcast channel though. I mean
oh, your YouTube.
the
Yeah.
actual vlog, the
Yeah, I
YouTube
did see
thing.
there was two
Yeah, yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Connor, he's a good lad actually. That was a good one. Good interview. Yeah, good lad, Connor. Have you met Connor? Do you know Connor?
I haven't met him, but our company did do a job with him not that long
Right.
ago. So yeah, everyone said he was sound. So
Yeah. Definitely. So to operate mobile cranes, you need an HGV license, yeah?
yeah, so you need your Class 2 license for mobile cranes. Um, just your Class 2 for that, and then
Yeah.
obviously if you want to do transport, then you've got to do your Class 1.
So you bypassed the class two and went straight to class one.
Yeah, so I just thought it's obviously before you had to do your class two first, didn't you? And then
Yeah,
so many years and then your class one. But because they changed it, I just thought I might as well try and do my class one. And if I
yeah,
if I struggle with it, then just do my class two. But yeah, I loved it. It was like one of the best weeks where I was
yeah,
just driving around and it just gave me so much more confidence as well.
yeah. Did you
It's
did you
just
shit did you shit yourself when you
I,
first started doing it?
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is massive. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here.
Do you know what?
But
Because I don't think I could do it. I've had to move a scaffold lorry probably about 8 meters forwards once in a straight line forwards, and I was absolutely shitting myself. I was thinking, "Fucking hell!" Like, so I couldn't imagine driving those things
yeah.
around like busy streets and tight roads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually find that class ones not easier to drive because the reversing side's like a whole another thing. But actually driving on the road forward is so much better in an Arctic, and it because it's bending with you, whereas like
Yeah.
with a rigid, you have to just be careful of like your back end swinging out and be a bit wary when there's like two lanes.
Right.
Um,
So yeah. So just to clarify for anyone listening, so class one is articulated lorries, yeah,
yeah,
and class two is rigid, like
yeah,
like your mobile crane type thing.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can. Yeah. I can see that. I can see it be easier, but I'm assuming you kind of did your class one for because the company does transport as well, so give you the chance to
yeah.
do drive the lorries as well.
Yeah, so I just thought it would open up a bit more opportunity for me, and if they ever needed me to go out in an Arctic, then I could
Yeah.
really. I haven't used it that much, but they have sent me out a few times, and my partner, he's a lorry driver for them as well, so
Oh,
it
okay.
it's a bit handy sometimes, he I can go and do a bit, and he can do a bit,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
so it's good.
Do you ever come unstuck a little bit on the road, like in tight roads or anything, or
Um,
get a bit stressed out?
Yeah, I try not to stress myself out. I think that's one of the massive things that I've learned. Like I'm quite a stressy person when situations don't go my way, but that's one thing that I've had to really work hard for and just calm myself down, think
Mm,
about stuff, don't panic, don't
mm,
like get aggressive or anything like that. Just take my time and basically ignore most people. Like if you're backing in off the road, especially a busy road, like it literally can be so nerve-wracking and there's probably like 15 cars waiting for you and you're thinking, God, I've got to get in there.
mm.
But the best thing I've done is just take my time, do it in my pace, don't let anyone
Mm.
else rush you and
Yeah.
make sure I'm doing it right.
Well, this is the thing because it's not exactly as though you're inconspicuous, is it? It's this bloody great machine that's blocking up the whole road,
Yeah,
and 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 it's slow as well. And you might have to do a few shunts, and like there's
yeah,
people bibbing and shouting, and you can just see they're getting impatient. So yeah, you have got
yeah,
just got to think, fuck them.
yeah,
Just
pretty much.
yeah, yeah, it's good. Yeah. What about you slinging? So you was a slinger. Are you still
Yeah,
doing that? You still get your ticket?
yeah. So I still got my ticket and I go out when I'm needed to,
Right.
basically. So if my crane's not out, then I'll go out slinging.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah. Um, you don't do much site work, do you? Like construction sites.
Not too much. We do a few things, but not like it's not my major um
Right.
type of work. But we do quite a bit of like trusses for all like the new builds
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So with regards to the CPA hire and contract lifting, which do you prefer doing?
Contract lifting,
Why?
definitely. I think it's just everyone in your company, you know
Yeah.
how they all work, you know who's planned it. So if there is anything wrong with it, you can easily get in contact or sort it out.
Yeah.
Whereas like CPA hire, you don't necessarily know who you're dealing with, which I
Mm,
think is like half the battle when you get there. You've got to sort of figure out how they work and, you know, how they run
yeah.
everything. So
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Um, but going back to the women thing, women in the industry. How how do you deal with situations? So if you get any grief, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with it?
I think to start with, I thought like I've got to give it them back. That was like my first thing was like stand up for myself and give it them back.
Yeah.
But half the time I just like I get stuck for words sometimes. So I just kill people with kindness. Like I just try and just be as nice as I can because that actually sort of gets to them more.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I've not stressed myself out by doing it. I've just
Yeah.
gone, okay, all right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and sort of made it easier for me, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's easier to be kind than angry, I think.
Yeah, I think sometimes you want to get angry and you want to get annoyed, but then all it's doing is annoying me more. So
Mm,
I think the best way to do it is either just ignore it, get on with your job, or
mm.
just be really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I found that I'm probably going to get some hate for saying this, but I found that some women in the industry they have to they I feel like they feel that they have to put this front on
Yeah.
and be kind of aggressive or
hmm
abrasive because they don't
Yeah.
want because like a barrier and they don't want to be taken advantage of. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but
No,
I do,
I agree with that. I agree
yeah,
with that. Yeah. I've
yeah,
seen some women are like even you'd think when I bump into women on site that it'd be like a really nice sort of meeting and like have
Yeah.
something in common really. But I think sometimes you could be met with a bit of like you say, like a barrier, even being a woman to a
Yeah.
woman, and they're sort of hard to talk to, or a bit like don't really want to speak to you because you're on here sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a shame. It's a shame. I think it's changing like the industry. I mean, most of the women I've encountered on site have been either in management or they've been machine operators.
Yeah,
Not so much on the tools, but they've been like crane drivers, digger drivers, all that sort of stuff. Um, I think it's great, but I think there's still room for improvement in the industry in terms of acceptance and that
yeah,
sort of stuff. But
yeah.
it
I've
is
seen
getting
it.
better.
It's a lot better, and I see a lot more women like, especially like lorry drivers. I mean, there's so many women lorry drivers now,
Yeah,
that it's sort of normal. It's not like a sort of unseen thing now.
yeah,
But there is definitely room for improvements. I think one major thing that I found is like welfare for women. Um,
yes,
is like a massive, massive thing for me. I don't,
yes.
I'm not like worried if I have to go and use the men's toilets. Like that does not bother me at all. As long as someone can just stand outside a minute and let me go to the toilet, it's absolutely fine. But I think, well, by law, women should have the same as men there. And a lot of the times you turn up on site, there's a toilet there with a code or a key,
Mm,
but none of the male management know the code or know where the key
yeah,
is. And they're
yeah.
like, oh, but do you need to go to the toilet? And I'm like, but what? I shouldn't have to ask. Like, I should just be able to go there and go and use it and not have to worry about it.
I find it strange. I find it weird. Yeah. I mean, why have a code? Why can't you just have like a card system? And in a certain respect, it's like why do women have to have a code and not men? If you can have a
Yeah,
code, have it for both.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And also, um, with that privacy aspect in mind, we sometimes go into men's toilets and there's women cleaning in there, which
yeah,
I don't agree with really.
yeah,
But funnily enough, I don't know if you've seen it. I did do an episode on this, purely on this subject, actually. A woman called Charity Rose. She actually campaigns for this exact thing.
yeah.
Have you seen it?
I think I see. Did you put it on your TikTok?
I put a little clip on there on
Yeah, I think I
TikTok.
saw
Yeah,
that bit on there.
yeah. So watch it. So it's for like the menstrual cycle as well, for like
Yeah,
having facilities in the
yeah,
toilets for women who are going through that as well.
yeah. I've been on sites where like in the whole world, I think that women should be able to get like stuff like that for free. Like they shouldn't have to pay a fortune for it.
Yeah,
Um, which is a whole nother conversation. But I've been
yeah.
to sites where like I've been stuck and I've needed to use something, and it's like £2, and you're like,
Really?
yeah, like they have a vending machine in the toilets, and it's like £2, and I'm like. I don't even carry money with me when I go to work. So
Yeah,
I was a bit stuck. Like I don't know what to do because like how am I meant to get that what I need? And they're
yeah.
like, oh well, you just have to deal with it. And I'm like, it's a bit hard to just deal with it on site. Like,
Yeah, you can't just deal with it. That should
no,
be a basic requirement, really,
yeah,
shouldn't
I
it?
think so. Yeah,
Definitely, definitely. In every toilet, man. Yeah, I can't believe that's like that. A vending machine, like it's like
yeah.
that you got to pay for.
It's
But
like the old cigarette ones that you used to get.
yeah,
It's literally like that, but obviously for like tampons and pads and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like two. I'm sure it was like £2 for one
what
as well.
what? And that's on construction site.
Yeah, there's various different sites that I've been on that are like that. Even just like big factories, obviously there's a lot of women working there, so the
Yeah,
toilets are normally not a problem, but
yeah.
you still have things like that, yeah, vending machines for it. So
That's mad, isn't it? So what do you do in that situation?
um panic. Sort
Yeah,
of panic and think, oh, what do I do? But sometimes it's not the end of the world. Sometimes like I might only have an hour's or half an hour's work left, so I think,
yeah,
oh, okay, like um but I try myself to bring as much as I can. Like I'll bring a packet with me
yeah,
and I'll just keep it in my bag. And even if someone else needs it, then I've
yeah,
got it for them and they're not in that situation then. So yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
I try
definitely.
and be
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah, that's good, but it's not as easy for everyone because if you're out on site, you're not gonna you got all your stuff, your tools and stuff, and your bits and pieces in your pockets. You're not going to bloody want to be carrying around a bag with all your bits and
No.
pieces, like your
Yeah.
tampons and that, in, are you, all the time when
No.
you're on site working? So it's not really feasible. So yes, it's a good message for everyone.
Yeah,
Well
definitely.
done, well done. Um, what advice would you give to women wanting to get into it?
Um, I think if they think that they want to get into it, just do it. Like, don't hesitate, just try it. If you hate it, then it's not the end of the world. You can find something else.
Yeah.
Also, just be you. Don't try and be anyone else. Don't try and impress anyone else or
Mm,
keep everyone else happy. Just keep yourself happy and do what's right for you, not what's right for everyone else.
yeah, I
I
agree.
think.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, I think yeah, what do they call it? There's a word, authenticity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
authentic.
definitely.
Be
Yeah.
the true you. Yeah, definitely. For anyone wanting to get into it, if you don't mind me asking, what sort of money can they expect to earn as a mobile crane operator?
Um, so like I said another conversation that I don't particularly know what everyone else earns around me. Um, because I just think, that's theirs.
Yeah.
Um, but it's definitely above minimum wage, and if you're willing to, put the work in, get all your qualifications, and work hard, do the hours,
Mm.
then you'd be very happy with the wage, and it's very livable. And if you're doing, you might just have like I don't know what hours you do. You just do like a basic week? Do you have set hours, or do you do overtime stuff like that?
So site work for me, it can depends on what site you want. You could be on a flat week, a 50-hour week, or you could be working till 8 o'clock at night every night and do Saturdays or Sundays as well. So it just
Yeah.
depends. That it's a real weird thing over time. But
Yeah.
for tower cranes anyway, I don't know what it's like for mobile cranes.
Yeah, so it's pretty similar. We'll get like our standard 45 hours. I think I'm not really sure on other companies how they do it, but people that I have spoken to are sort of similar. You'll have your 45 hours at your standard rate.
Yeah,
And then obviously above that you get your time and a half, your double
yeah,
time. And then it's also just like an incentive to work. Like on the weekends we get double time,
yeah,
and it sort of pushes you to do it. And it might only be a quick job that's a few hours, but it's worth doing really, I think. So I
yeah.
think there's definitely money to be earned if you're willing to put the work in and try.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you have to have like your rest periods as well if you work so many days?
Yeah, so we don't tend to do like every weekend. It will just be like we're all on our own cranes, you see. So I have my crane and then I'll cover like so many different cranes, like up to a
Mm,
certain size. So our cranes will be out every day doing different jobs, and then at the weekend we'll only work if it's like a job for our crane.
right.
So not every weekend do we work. So it might just be like an odd one day, or like if it's a shutdown, I think they'd let you do a couple of weeks, and then they'll change you off that. They'll put someone else on it basically, so it's not too much
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, we're not allowed. So we used to be allowed to work 7 days a week, but our new di working directive is we can't work more than 12 days in a row.
in a
Right.
row. Yeah,
Yeah, so we have to have 2 days off. So yeah, if we work a whole weekend, then we have to have the following weekend off, which is
which isn't a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. It's all right actually. Yeah, it's not great if you want to earn money, but I think
Yeah.
it's important if to get that rest and recuperation.
Yeah, I think as well it can catch up with you like because I'm every day in different places, I could be starting at 4 one day, could be starting at 3 if I need to. I
Yeah,
don't have like the same hours every single day. So I think that is one thing that if you are coming into the industry, like you've got to make sure that you can do that,
yeah,
because I don't really have that many commitments in my life. Like I have a dog and my boyfriend, but
yeah,
we sort of work it out between us who's going to be here, who's going to be late. Um, but obviously the hours differ majorly. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. And what about the so you get taco breaks, I'm assuming, because you're on HGV.
Yeah, so the mobile cranes they don't run on tacos at the minute.
Ah, okay.
Um, I think maybe in the future they would bring that in, but I
Yeah,
think it would make it very, very hard to work because you'd need at least two drivers for each crane, which
yeah,
obviously if you're a company, you're then paying two drivers for one job, and
Yeah.
then you've got to charge the other company more, and they won't necessarily want to pay it.
Yeah.
Um, so we don't have to run off taco with the cranes. Obviously, with the transport side, we run off taco. Um, so
Yeah.
they have to be careful with their hours, whereas we sort of work what we need to work.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
but one thing is as well with mobile cranes is embargo. Obviously, traveling at certain times we're not allowed. So I think that's another thing that people don't always think about is if you're stuck like in Birmingham at 4 o'clock and you've just finished, you're gonna have to
Mm.
wait till like 6, 7 o'clock to come out of Birmingham. So you've got to sit there and wait.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that embargo. So okay,
yeah,
so is that in built up areas? Is it you're not allowed to
it's
travel?
so each county has like their own specific times that
Right.
you can't like oversized loads or wide loads and cranes can't travel through because they're like classed as like a disruption basically.
Yeah.
So peak times, so normally in the morning it's like I think it's like 7 to 8 or 7 to 9 in the morning, and then
Yeah.
4 till 6. But obviously each county varies very slightly. Birmingham's probably one of the worst counties. Are very strict on absolutely everything there, so you have to be
Right.
really careful traveling around Birmingham in cranes.
Ah, so do you travel the country doing your job?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And do you stay away as well?
I don't tend to with my crane. I'm on. I don't know if you ever heard of a Bocker. So it's like a remote control crane.
Right.
But they're like a commercial chassis. So they can run at 56 miles per hour, whereas like a normal mobile crane probably run at 45, so a bit slower.
Yeah.
Um, so mine's the only crane really that doesn't have to stick to any rules of cranes because it's classed as a lorry still.
Yeah.
Um, which is kind of good because I can just drive where I need to really.
Yeah.
Um, but other cranes, they've got a few more rules than me.
So how old do you have to be then to, is it 21 the limit for a mobile crane?
I actually don't know.
Oh,
I did mine when I was 22,
right.
but I think as soon yeah, I think it's 21 or it might still be 18, you know. I think you can go into it straight away because I'm sure I've seen someone that was like
Yeah.
19 or something.
Is it classed as plant? Is it classed as a plant thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
See, because you know
it's
those,
mobile plant, yeah, so
yeah, so you know those ready mix concrete lorry things with the conveyor
yeah.
belt, they're classed as plant as well. So I think you could used to be able to just do it from 17 on your driving license, which I think
Yeah.
is it's mental, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, so mobile cranes used to be able to do off a tractor license years and
yeah,
years ago, which is
yeah,
crazy because you could have a 300-ton crane, which is huge, and
yeah.
like you could just go and drive it after not driving anything else. So
That's mad, isn't it?
it
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um, so have you had any fuck ups? What fuck ups have you had at work or done?
I haven't had too many fuck ups, which is good. Like I've had bumps where, I might have knocked my rigger or something or caught it on the door.
Right.
Um, and then I did get stuck. I got stuck a
Oh,
bit a
yeah.
few weeks ago. Yeah, I went on a construction site and it was I was just literally lifting a smart roof on. And the site had tested, like dug all the road up, put stone down, had it all tested, like ground tested. And I was on CPA hire for this company. And then they're a great company, and their AP comes out, checks everything, and wait while you're there rigging up basically to make sure everything's okay. And we got there and we were like, are you sure this has been tested? Because it looks like you've dug it up. And they were like, well, yeah, we got it tested and then dug it up again. But we've had rollers on it, like everything on
Mm,
it. We're 100% certain it's absolutely fine. So I was like, right, okay, just walk down it and check. Because if it's
mm,
moving when you walk in, then you're not going to want to
mm,
drive on it. Um, and it was fairly frozen that morning as well. So it was pretty solid.
mm,
So went down, like checked the ground. We put some big steel plates underneath my riggers and then my mats on top just as a precaution, really. Rigged
mm,
up, did the job, everything was fine. De-rigged, and the ground around me was still frozen. So
mm,
I was fine when I de-rigged. And then like the entrance to the road, like I had to back down this road and then it went straight onto the main road. but the top of the road, it had like telehandlers, diggers, dumpers on all day, and the sun was like just on that one spot. And as
Mm,
I was reversing, like I couldn't quite tell what the ground was. I probably should have got out and checked. It was my mistake, really.
mm.
But the ground around me was fine, so I was reversing up and kept going, probably about 2 meters away from the end of it, and my wheel just started spinning. I was like, "Oh no, I think I'm stuck." So I just looked at the company. They were in a van in front of me, so I was like shaking my head like I'm stuck, and then tried to roll myself forward so I could adjust and like move over out of where the tracks were.
Yeah.
But I just rolled forward and got even more stuck.
Oh,
And then I sort of had a bit of a panic, like, I don't know what to do. So put my diffs in, tried again, and I was just making it way worse. So
yeah.
luckily the ground either side of me, about for about a meter, was like solid. So I set myself up, lifted the crane up, and they'd got like some plastic tracking
Mm.
that I could just put under the wheels. So I put it all under me and the rest of the track, de-rigged, started reversing, and then they all just like slid from underneath me, basically. So I got even
Oh,
more stuck.
oh no.
And I was just like, I genuinely don't know what to do. So I rang my boss and I was like, yeah, I'm a bit stuck. And he was like, what do you mean by a bit stuck? I was like, quite stuck. Yeah, I've tried this and that and I can't get out. I said, but there's a big digger here, and he said he'd give me like a pull. So I just wanted to double check where I could pull off, basically, because I didn't want to damage anything.
Yeah.
So I just put two slings around the riggers, the back riggers, put them out a tiny bit. And to be fair, he only just like nudged me, and
Mm.
then I was fine and could get out. But yeah, that was probably, it's not a massive fuck up, but it was just, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, yeah. How heavy? How heavy was that machine? Your
Um,
crane?
yeah, so my crane's 26 ton,
Oh, okay, so it's not a
so it's
massive
not,
one then.
so it's not a massive one, no. But because it's got like normal lorry tires on, they're quite thin compared to the
Yeah,
big. So I just sort of don't have that much surface area and just
yeah. Um,
sunk. So
and what was the ground?
so it had the stone, and they'd stoned it all properly, and then
Right.
they took the top layer off, re-stoned it, but then they'd put like, it was a mixture of like rock, stone, and mud basically on
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
So underneath was absolutely solid.
Right.
Um, but it was probably about that much that
Yeah,
wasn't, and it was just ripping it up basically.
yeah,
And then I had to go back the week after, and I was like, I'm not going on it unless you scrape it all back, roll it, everything.
yeah,
So they took most of the day scraping it, and then they put more stone on it, rolled it, and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
all right then.
So what you turned up on site and told them you're not going on it. So you had to
Yeah,
sit there and wait for them to prep it.
yeah, I did. I said to our office, like, don't send me there because I know they're going to ask me to go, because the house that I was doing next was right next to the one that I'd done.
Right.
So I was just like, I know it's going to be me, and I don't want to go and do it. And I got there, and I was just like, I'm not doing it unless everything's right, because it's not good practice to get a crane stuck and towed out. So I don't want to do that again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the guy, the site manager, he said to me, "Oh, no, it's going to be all right. There's another entrance on the other side of the road that you can go on. So
Mm,
you're not going to go down where you got stuck. You're going to go down a different bit." I was like, "Right, okay." So I drove around, had a look at it, and it was like worse than where I got stuck. So their AP came to me and he was like, "I'm not happy with you doing that." And I was like, "Neither am I." So we
yeah,
put our foot down. We were like, "No, it needs to be right, because
yeah,
otherwise you're just risking stuff for the sake of it, aren't you? And there's no point."
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Do you find that so that was that was a construction site, was it? Or
Yeah, it's just like a new build housing estate.
do you find you get more problems on construction sites than you use your other type of work?
Yeah, probably. I think there's that many people on those sites.
Yeah,
You don't necessarily know what everyone's doing, and a lot of people go, "Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It'll be fine." And you
yeah.
you think to yourself, It's probably not going to be."
Yes, I agree. I agree. Well, I mean, that's not a major fuck up, is it? That's
No.
I'm sure, touch wood, but I'm sure you're going to encounter worse than that. I've done a few in my time. Do you want to hear some of mine? Nothing too
Yeah,
bad.
go on.
So when I was training, I put a so we was training next to this used to be like an aircraft hangar, so it's a big warehouse like Birch and
Yeah.
Newton. they put the crane there. So I put a massive hole. Well, I wouldn't say massive, but I put a hole in the side of the building with these concrete blocks. So we had to pick up these 1 ton concrete blocks, take it around to behind this rack of whatever it was. So there's a small channel between the building and that. And I picked it up pretty quickly, crane operating. So I thought, I'm right at this, you know. So I thought I'll try and catch a swing like in first time against the building and rather than feather it in. It didn't work. So it just went whoosh, bang. And I thought, oh my God. So I was shitting myself. I was thinking, and when I go down, they're all gonna, I don't know, they're gonna kick me off the course or something. But when I went down there, there was loads of holes in it. So and they said,
Oh,
oh, don't
that's
worry
all
about
right.
it. That happens all the time. So there was that. I've obliterated a shutter clamp. So when I was
Oh,
striking concrete shuttering, they clamp onto the shutter. You take a bit
yeah,
of tension, and then they do their bits and pieces, and then take it out. So the guy said to me, "Take the weight, take the tension," and I thought he said, "Take it up." So I just started hoisting up, and the trip, bang, the crane shook around, and so these clamps just exploded into it everywhere. So that wasn't good. Wasn't good for them anyway.
no.
Um, I nearly killed a couple of people. Uh, so I had a couple of, what did I have on? It was like I think it was like a 4 ton bundle of rebar, and I was that. So the supervisor and the slinger were just milling around chatting, and I had to float it out to where this big steel cage was. And you know what it's like floating. I don't know what it's like in mobiles, but some cranes you've got like a self-level thing, ain't you? But
Yeah,
mine doesn't on these towels on ours. So you've got to keep an eye on the height reading all the time. And I
yeah.
didn't. I didn't. So I was jibbing down too quickly and it just kept lowering and lowering and loading. And all of a sudden I just saw them jump down and jump out the way. So it just skimmed over the top of them and crashed onto this steel cage. And I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. And the supervisor didn't like me anyway. So he's thrown his hard hat on the floor and everything. I said, oh no, almost killed someone. And I'd only just gotten that job as well. So there are others, but I won't bore it.
Do you find with tower cranes, like the communication is like a massive thing for you, obviously, because you're not on the ground there.
Absolutely, it really is. Really, really is. Especially as you got so many different cultures and um, languages and experience levels as well. So I tend to, I would prefer to be like yourself where you've got your own gang where you get used to
Yeah,
them. But
yeah,
obviously you go on one job and another slinger could come in and the slingers change all the time and then you've got to get
yeah.
used to how they talk because what they actually say isn't necessarily what they mean.
No,
You,
yeah, I
you know what
find
I
that
mean?
a lot.
So
Yeah,
you've got to figure out what they actually mean, and then so right, that's what they mean for that, and then you go to the next verse, and then they mean something else. So
yeah,
you got to get to grips with that. So I try and train them up a little bit as I go along to what how I want things done. But you get communicate. So the radios might break, signal might break up a little bit.
you have people that radio and then they're talking and you can see them talking and you're like, they're not pressing the button. And
Yeah,
then they press the button, they're like, it's not working, it's not working. I'm like, you're
yeah.
not pressing the button
Yeah,
properly. Like,
yeah,
press
you get
it.
that. So you get that, and also you get ones where they're saying things, but they forget to press for the first few words, and they're
Yeah,
like, "I only got a little bit of that, mate." You got, and you get the ones where they're holding on to the loads, and they've got the hand out there, and then they're talking to me, but because the radio's over there, I can't actually hear them, and you got all the like the muffled
yeah,
what's going on. I'm like, can you just put it to your mouth, please? It's just easier. So you get that a lot. But sometimes you have to just keep telling them all the time, which is annoying. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, surely you should know by now. So so there is
yeah.
a lot of
But
that,
if
yeah.
if people aren't told that they're, doing it differently or not very good, then they're never gonna like learn, are they? So they're always
E-
gonna be like that.
Exactly. Yeah, they do need to be told. And I don't think it's a case of me being or an operator being, oh, I'm the be all and end all. I am the big I am telling you how to do it. But
Yeah.
it's just like the communication's got to be there.
Yeah, and at the end
Clear.
of the day, you're in control of like a massive machine that could
Yeah,
go wrong at any point. So you
yeah,
need like I try anyone that's like new to it or a bit unsure, like I just try and say to them, oh,
That's all
that
right.
sorry, I was just getting a call.
Oh,
As yeah, there you go.
that's it.
I think I just try to say to them like, you've got to paint me a picture. At the end of the day,
Yes.
like if I can't see anything, then you've got to paint me a picture, and the more you tell me, the better I can paint and visualize it
Yeah.
and understand where things are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you do get people that don't tell you anything, and then they like one thing I absolutely hate is if you're on CPA hire and like especially like steel work, they'll just be like, yeah, telly out or like jib down, jib down, jib down, stop, like proper stop,
Don't.
not like a couple more meters, another
Yeah.
meter,
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah,
like
don't slow down. That's my worst thing. Especially like on the hoist when you're firing down, and especially on the blind as well. Um, when they just want you to fire it down, and they just say stop, and you go, whoa, hold on a minute,
yeah.
give me a little bit of notice, please, slow me down.
Yeah, I think as well, people that like haven't necessarily worked with certain type of machine or
Yeah,
like they haven't done a lot, then they don't understand why like even just like slamming your brake on or just stopping so suddenly can cause everything to go wrong really.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
Annoy,
so
yeah, all those little things annoy me as well. Or when they say, when they don't. So what I like is for them to tell me where they're going or what they're doing, so that
yeah,
I can just go there myself because I
yeah,
can see it all. But
yeah,
sometimes they'll just go, right, slew left, Jim, and then after a while, like, I'll be sitting there for 5 minutes doing nothing. I say, right, Jim, can you just slew left? And I'll say to them, right, there's a lot left, mate. Where left? Like 10 meters? Where do you want me to go? And then they try and instruct you all the time, but it's just guesswork for me. So I'll just say to them,
yeah.
look, tell me where you want the crane, the hook, and I'll put it there for you. Simple, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I like to know what I'm doing or like at least know where everything's going or like even when I'm fitting like I might lift a machine through a roof or something,
Yeah,
just like what the machine does, which sounds really stupid, but I have some idea of like I can gather things like if there's I don't know a valve that sticks out or something, like I can figure it out myself then where
yeah,
it sort of needs to go.
yeah,
Which is like it makes it a lot easier for the people you're working with and the customer and
yeah,
everyone really. So
definitely,
I like
definitely.
that.
And also, when you haven't got the information, you're kind of a lot more tentative in your movements because you just don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
You're a lot more slower, and then they get a bit impatient because you don't know, are they going to stop me? Where am I going? Whereas if they just told you you should go over at the speed that you want to go in, slow it down when you want to, and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, that'd be better.
this is a good lesson for all you slingers out there.
Yes, very good lesson.
But I think it's so they do this in America actually. In a lot of states, you have to be what they call a rigger before you operate cranes anyway. So you have to
Yeah.
do sling, which I think is not a bad thing really. And I think they should
No,
incorporate into training, like both categories do a bit of each before you actually
yeah.
pass.
See, I think that with like supervising, obviously a supervisor has the say of everything at the end of the day. And
Yeah,
if like I understand people can have a bit of experience and stuff, but if you're a supervisor, I think you need to have worked with cranes for so long to
yeah,
understand how cranes work and cranes move, because some people like don't really. And like
mm,
I try and explain this when I go on like private builds where it's I don't know, they're building a roof or they're putting some steel into a house and they think you can move like in literally any direction perfectly.
mm,
Like you can't. Like I did a job at an airport and it was very tight and I was lifting like the flap of the wing, like the back bit off because they have to do like an inspection for it basically. It's a really cool job. Like I love it, but it's so tight and everything costs money to them. Like it's millions of pounds worth of kit, so you don't want to do any damage. But the way I could set up was like I couldn't be directly in front of it, so that the center of my slew was the center of the load. I was sort of off to it, so they wanted me to like pinch up a little bit, slew it out and float it back towards me. But on my crane, it's I don't know if you know this, but it's an aluminium jib, so it's quite bendy, it's quite flexible and light. So even
right,
with a tiny bit of weight, there's a lot of deflection and also
yeah,
slight movement. So if someone pulls something, like it moves the whole crane, it doesn't just move the load, so
right,
it can make it a bit bouncy then.
yeah,
Um, and I have to explain like I can't do it perfectly like this because of where I am. But
Yeah.
when I'm on a remote control as well, like you when I'm sat in a cab and I'm in a crane, I can hear everything. But I don't know whether you hear everything and
Yes.
listen to the way the crane's moving.
Yeah.
But on a remote, it's slightly different because you can't physically feel anything. So you sort of have to get used to that, and it's quite hard to like feather everything in and make it like as smooth as possible. So when there's
Yeah.
like 15 people stood there saying you need to do it like this, and if you don't, then it's going to be really hard for us. It's really
Yeah.
hard to explain to them to like understand how I move.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. That reminds me actually what you just said there, about the remote, about hearing and feeling. I don't know if you know of these like control room tower cranes that they've got
I have
now.
seen where
Have
they're
you
like
seen it
sat in an air
in the
conditioned
room?
room.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they've got like all the screens in front of them. What do
yeah,
you
I've
think
seen
about
that.
that then?
Um, I think it's a bit strange. Like, I understand that they do it in hot countries, don't they? So that they're not obviously in
Yeah.
like a really hot glass box. But I, I suppose once you've done it, you'd get used to it. But like, I use my hearing quite a lot for things, and also if something's broken, like you hear it
Yeah.
normally, so
Yeah.
that gives you an indication of what's wrong. So I don't know how they would sort of deal with that, or if like something came up, what they would sort of have to do, or if whether they would notice it as quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. I think they have like cameras on the winches and stuff like that,
yeah,
and all bits and pieces like that. But I'm of the same mindset. I use my sensors, so I feel the crane as well. Like you feel the
yeah,
vibrations, and I feel the sway, what's happening, how it's moving, and stuff like that to action what I'm doing. But yeah, I just feel that would be very, very strange just looking at a screen. But I'd like to have a go on it to find out really.
yeah. I think it'd be quite fun to have a go.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite interesting. Maybe it is the future,
Yeah,
but I do think you do need that physical element
yeah. I
personally.
think you definitely need to be there, like, or at least have
Yeah,
someone there watching.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the most memorable lift you've done so far, do you think?
Oh, I lifted. It's a bit of a weird one. There's a guy that he's got like this really nice house, and every time I've been, I've lifted something like rare and expensive into his house, and he got like a life-size T-Rex model that was, I don't know, a famous one in a museum, basically like a replica of it. And it
Yeah.
was just wrapped up in a box when I got there. They didn't tell me what it was. And he was like, right, I want that lifting into my window up there. And it was like a glass balcony. And I said, can you not just carry it up? Because it's fiberglass, so it's not very heavy. And he was
Mm,
like, it won't fit through the door widthways. Like it's slightly too wide. So
yeah.
I had to lift it all up in this box and like it was quite awkward really because the glass balcony to the like the roof of the door it literally only just fit through there, so it was really tight. But then he let us wait and like he unraveled it and everything, put it on this stand, and he's got like a light that goes in the mouth of it, so on the wall it like projects like the jaw of the
Mm,
T-Rex, which is pretty cool.
yeah.
So
Wow.
I think that's probably one of my. It wasn't very heavy or anything. Like it wasn't a big thing, but it was just a bit
And it
different.
was life size.
Yeah, so it was massive. It was massive, but it wasn't heavy.
Right. Blimey.
Yeah, I
It would,
actually have got a TikTok video of it. So
have
if
you?
you want to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
that,
I'll have a
yeah,
look at that. Yeah. How would he wouldn't have been able to carry that, would he, if he was life size? Surely it'd be massive.
yeah, it is massive, but it's not like because I thought it might come in two bits, which sounds really silly, but I thought it might come apart like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think it did.
All right.
Um, but yeah, it's as tall as me, a bit taller than me, I think actually it was. So
That's not life size. A T-Rex.
yeah,
A
well,
tyran.
he said it was life size, so
Nah, he's bullshitting. Maybe
but
it
it is
was
big. It's bigger than me, definitely.
maybe it was a what do you call it? A Velociraptor.
Maybe I don't know. That's what he
Okay.
told me. But yeah, he has like loads of random cool like stuff in his house. Like, he's got a massive traffic light going up the stairs, like just
Oh, okay.
huge one.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, that is the thing. That is quite interesting. I don't get none of that. Yeah. So what do you like most about your job?
I'd probably say the people really, like the people that I get to work with, and you
Yeah.
meet so many different people, and like you obviously you bump into people along the way, like I work for different companies, and then you end up seeing them again, and it's just quite nice, like having a chat with everyone and how they got into it, and
Mm.
sort of like that. So yeah, probably everyone.
People person, yeah. And what,
Yeah,
and what and what do you like least about it?
waking up in the morning, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
I'm the same as that. Yeah, it's a struggle for me. Yeah,
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 and going into the unknown, I think that stresses me out quite a bit.
yeah,
I get given an address and the company, but I don't necessarily know what I'm lifting until I'm there. So that
yeah,
can be a bit hard.
yeah. I get that. I know. For me, it might get a little bit boring and monotonous doing the same things all the time. But the same respect, I like my routine. I like to know where I'm going each day and what I'm doing, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. So when I'm on shutdown, I do pretty much the same hours. And like once I've started, I'll be rigged up. I know what I'm lifting,
Yeah,
and that's that. And I like that because I can get into a routine. But then I do get a bit bored of it. So
right.
it's a bit
Okay.
of a mixture of things I like. So
Would you not fancy doing towers?
I actually would absolutely love to do a tower crane ticket. Um, My favourite crane is we've got a mobile self-erecting spearings, a six-axle spearings crane,
Yeah.
and that is just like it amazes me every single time. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" And it sounds really sad, but my partner drove me to the factory in the Netherlands for my
Okay.
birthday.
Oh wow.
So we were going up to Amsterdam. So he was like a bit of a detour
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
got to see all the cranes there. Um,
Ah, that's
yeah, it
not
was
sad. That's
cool.
good. Yeah, if you're into cranes, you're into cranes. I was going to do the same. I went to where did I go? I went to Italy with my wife, and I was going to take her to Terex, who
Yeah.
make up my crane. She was like, "Don't even think about it. No, we're not going there."
I have it
Um,
all the time. Like I go to places and I'm
yeah,
like, oh, there's a crane. Like I went to Paris just before the Olympics and
yeah.
there was I don't know what it was, I think it was a 150 um rigged up underneath the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Everyone was like, it's really not. I was like, it is. It genuinely is.
Oh, nice. I love it. I love it. Right. So last question. So we normally do like nonsense questions at the end, but this is the last question before we get to the nonsense
Okay.
questions. All right. What's next for you? Any goals, additional tickets, or future plans?
Um, Probably I don't really know actually. I think I'm just going to keep trying my best and try and get on as many machines as I can really and
Yeah.
get the experience in different makes, different models, different sizes. I think in the far future I'd quite like to do my supervisor ticket and sort of add that onto it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that soon. I want way more experience before I do that.
Do you fancy getting on like the big machines and doing like wind turbines and things like that?
Yeah, I think I would, but then I also think I wouldn't because I think like it wouldn't be boring, but I always find with bigger cranes, like you're only doing a couple of lifts and it might
Yeah.
take you 2 weeks. Whereas like with the small cranes, you're doing 60 lifts a day. Every day is different. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of variety really that I think I want. So
Yeah.
I don't
Fair
think I
play.
would go like much bigger than what we've got, which is our 300. So
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So we're going to get on to the nonsense questions now. All right.
okay.
Just a bit of fun we normally do. Don't have to think too much about it. First one. If you were a boxer, what would be your ring walk music?
Oh, I actually don't know. That's really hard.
Ah.
Probably Shania Twain. I feel like a woman.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm,
Do you want to sing it?
no.
Oh,
I
that's
have
fair.
got I have got a little I went to see her, so I've got a little
Oh,
cowboy boot
okay.
and hat tattoo.
Oh, fair. Nice. Nice. Good.
Yeah, I went to
Good.
see her in London actually, and it was amazing. So,
Oh, well, yeah, she's good. She's good. Okay. So, biscuits or crisps?
all crisps,
All right. Flavor?
salt and vinegar,
Yeah. Nice. Straight in there with that one.
straight in there. Yeah,
Foodie.
anything food related.
Yeah. Okay. Chaos or calm?
All calm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, If you could teach your crane one party trick, what would it be?
Oh, oh, I actually don't know.
No, but you don't have to answer.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Anything.
Oh, okay. You've told me you have no regrets doing this, right? When we spoke before, doing this job. So
Yeah,
you used to work in a pub. I know this.
yeah.
Would you choose pub work on 3 grand a week for the rest of your life, or crane work on £300 a week for the rest of your life?
Oh, definitely crane work, 100 million%. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I've always absolutely loved cranes, so
Love
I'd
it.
definitely choose that. Yeah,
So you just have to survive on beans on toast for the
yeah.
rest of your life.
That's fine. I can do that.
On a scale from 1 to cheese sandwich, how confused are you by this question?
Cheese sandwich.
So I don't even know why I put that one in there. What's your favourite cheese? What is your favourite sandwich flavouring, actually, by the way?
Oh, I'm a bit boring. I just like a plain old ham sandwich.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
cheese and
know.
pickle. I love cheese and
Oh, yeah,
pickle,
I
man.
do like cheese and pickle, but I could just a ham sandwich is like up
Yeah.
there.
Okay. White bread or brown bread?
Oh, white bread.
Oh, okay. I'm brown bread. Me. Yeah. Fair. Okay. Well, that's it then. All done. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You've been very insightful. Lots of information there for anyone wanting to get into it, and you're doing it for the women.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, more people get into it. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hopefully someone watching this will get something out of it and book up a course.
they'll probably be like, I really hope I don't get that crazy lady crane driver.
No, not at all. You'll be like their idol, I'm sure. Well, nice one, Pip. Thanks for this. I'll see you over on TikTok or something. Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
nice one. Lovely. See you. Bye.
See you later.